This work session to an order, please. Roll call.
Commission Chair Francisco Vasquez.
Present.
Commission Vice Chair Jesus Cervantes.
Present.
Commission Secretary Joanna Esro.
Present.
Commission Member Sonia Urquiza.
Please excuse her. She is actually out of the country.
Commission Member Sergio Molina. I believe he's walking in. Yes. Present. And Commission Member Laisha Garcia.
Present.
Commission Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Okay, please join me on the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, justice for all. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone for call to the public? Okay, thank you. At this moment, we don't have our agenda is just to discuss item 7.1. So let's move on to the old business right away. Discussion and possible action to discuss Art One event setup, possible duties and logistics. Ms. Joanna Esro, I want you to lead this, and then we're gonna go into Mr. Jesus Mesa and myself. And after the presentation, we're doing a little walk outside to have a better idea what's the layout. And hopefully during this meeting, we can walk out of here with a mindset of what is going to be the layout for our event. And I'm feeling the pressure of this because we only have 3 more months before actually the set date, which is February 19. And it is coming fast. So we're going to be meeting November, December, and January, 3 more meetings, official meetings. So we don't have a lot of time. So hopefully by the end of the day, we can agree on the setup, and then we can start moving things forward. Joanna?
Well, Francisco pretty much shared what we're going to be doing with the objective of the layout today. I'd like for us to step outside actually first so we can walk around and see it, how much space it actually feels like. And then Jesus is going to share with us a layout that we're going to see visually, and then we can start planning what we want, like what vendors we want, where do we want the beer and wine garden? Where do we want the stage for the music and the performers? And so I think it'll be good to see it first, walk around, and then come back, and then we'll start looking at the draft, right? And I know Jesus has some contributions of sharing some ideas that the city has put together for us to look at as well. So we're going to discuss that and see what we think, and then share our ideas, and then put it down as this is the layout we want, and then start. Our follow-up is going to be start recruiting those vendors that we decide upon. And also filling the spots for the hours that we're going to have the event, so we have entertainment also. Yeah, sounds great idea. Let's go first outside then, so before it becomes, because it's getting dark. And so I'm going to stop our meeting. It is actually 6:07. So we can actually go outside for a few minutes, and then we can re-adjourn. So before we start the outside layout, I want to just ask the group of commissioners if you wanted to right now, like if you're still kind of not sure what the vision is for it. I know we discussed it in the last couple of meetings, but maybe you're still having questions of what the vision is, that we can discuss the type of entertainment and vendors that we are looking at possibly having, and then go look at it, or are we good to just go look at it? I just want to make sure before we step out.
Mr. Commission Chair, if we are in agreement and the commission is okay with it, I believe it's a good idea to see the layout first as a proposal, just to land what we envision or what we discussed. That way, if we step outside, we can sort of make the changes or the revisions upon that. And once we have like an idea of what we are proposing,
Okay.
just
Okay, so you have it. You have it ready?
To share. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. That's why. Now it makes
Well,
sense. It
seen
makes sense.
I already have
Okay.
seen it, and I have the idea what's going on. So,
Okay.
because we were actually in communication back and forth, and we met prior to this with the staff also and other people from the city. So we I already have this. So I will, after the layout, then we go outside, and then we come back and we start actually discussing what you're saying if we want to.
Okay. Sounds good.
Go for it.
Commission Chair, Vice Chair members, Jesus Mesa, Parks and Rec Director, just want to bring forward a proposal for the Art and Wine event. Upon a previous meeting with Commission Chair Vasquez and myself, we were brainstorming about meetings, and we came up with some ideas that we want to bring forward to your attention and consideration. We believe it's a good event, but the more important thing right now is to land a concept and kind of start shaping up the event and have a clear idea of what we want to do and move forward. Because the promotion is very important, and of course, filling up the program. That's what's going to make this event great. If we have good performances, presentations, and possibly some entertainment towards the end, that's what's going to call the attention and good promotion and publicity. As you can see here on this layout, this is a proposal for consideration. The green area that you have on the bottom left is Sanguinetti Park. We are envisioning the art exhibition to wrap around Sanguinetti, facing Old City Hall, which is that corner over there, and have a stage area facing Sanguinetti Park, which would be kind of helping with the traffic, the flow, having some chairs in front of the stage. That's what we are considering. And towards the back here, which would be towards the east, I believe, and Housing America, having some vendors starting here and heading into the state here, State Avenue. We would be having some art area for adults and kids by the stop sign. The idea behind that is to have activities all around the event. If we concentrate everything at the park, nobody's going to visit the vendors. So there has to be a flow. So make sure we motivate or some way, somehow push the traffic all around the event. That would enable everybody to kind of appreciate all the elements of the event, including the vendors, possible live painting, which would be located here by this area. This is State Avenue heading into Spring. I and Francisco discussed a possible adult area here. This would be right next to the wine and beer garden. So the people can line up here, sort of grab their drink and go paint a portrait or some kind of art. That way they're next to the garden, so they don't have to go. Yeah. And there's their inspiration. And of course, the kids have them a little bit more away from the alcohol. And here, we did this, we expedited the process. So our graphic designer has in mind here, we requested a live painting area. Just FYI, we are applying for a grant for APS, which is called Amping Cultural Programs in South County. We are requesting for a grant, and I am adding $1,000 for supplies, for art supplies, which we would build the frames for the live painting, which are 8 by 16 They're 16 feet wide and 8 foot tall. It's basically two 4x8s together. And those we could have for the live painting, have some artists. My plan is to build around 3 or 4. If we get those funding, if not, I mean, there's always a possibility of sponsorships or internally. It's not too expensive.
Jesus, so are you thinking like those can be displayed like at the cultural center, perhaps?
Yeah, after.
I
Yes.
love it. That's really cool.
Yeah, and here, more vendors wrapping up to the end of the City Hall building, as you can see. And then again, we would go into the art exhibition, wrap it around here, facing the stage area in front of the old City Hall building. So there's a flow of traffic. And for performances, what I envision the event is just having jazz, possibly blues, whatever performances we can confirm, like flamenco, any type of folkloric dance, things like that. Dance performances, some music performances, and of course, the attention grabber to me is going to be a main band, entertainment towards the end. There's some options there that are low budget, high impact. We could do some tribute bands that we've worked with in the past that will do popular music like Queen, CCR, Beatles, that type of music that can close the show. And there is an impersonator here in this region that does John Lennon. We talked about that for previous event, and he's not too expensive. Now that the border is opening, we're gonna have more options. And that band I've worked with personally, and they're pretty good and they're very economic. I'm thinking for stage and music, entertainment, we need about 3,500 to get 2 co-main events and the audio that we're gonna need for the stage. Because we would set up with our own internal stage. We have a backdrop that's it's 8 by, I believe, 24, the size of the stage, and it would be for pictures and all that. So it's not gonna look pale. The stage is gonna be simple, but we would have a huge backdrop. The backdrop is gonna be probably about $300-400. It's a banner, it's a huge banner. And I believe it's 10 by 24, something like that. And it's already made, the actual frame. We made it for events and it's brand new. We never used it because we haven't had the chance. So this would be the first time we use it. And I believe that's all I have right now for initial comments. I don't know, Mr. Vasquez, wants you add anything?
Just the layout is a little bit askew in matters of
Yeah.
This is that area, the green area is the park.
This is Sanguinetti
Yeah,
Park.
Sanguinetti, so right there.
Yes.
Then the orange large bar is actually the city hall, am I right? This one right
This
here,
would
right?
be the City Hall old building.
Okay.
This is where we're proposing
Is the stage that is
facing Sanguinetti Park.
okay. So if I put it like this,
Yeah.
okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sanguinetti Park, the old city hall, the old building, and the
Possibly
stage.
some
Yes.
chairs here
Yes,
facing the stage for
perfect.
performances.
And
all
as
that.
we discussed, the wine in that area. Yes.
Yeah, this would be the
Perfect.
wine and
Yeah.
beer garden
Yeah.
area. The kids area would be here. This would be the adult painting area,
And then the
kids
Uh-huh.
and light painting here.
Mhm. So three simultaneous events: adult, kids, and light painting.
Food vendors would be start here,
Mhm.
and the rest could be here, and some promotional booths or informational booths.
Mhm.
And just the concept or the idea behind having live painting here is so that people that are walking here are able to see the live painting and it catches their attention. So they're going to head over here and then wrap around for the activities over here. And those are just some proposals. We could do more activities, but I say my recommendation would be to keep it nice and simple and something practical. And of course, end it with 2 good performances and entertainment that are going to catch the attention on the flyer. like I mentioned, those are options. But there's a few options out there that are going to be budget that we could budget for, affordable, that we're not going to go in the thousands or 10, 15K.
And also was when we were discussing this, the possibility to recognize some of the local painters, at the end of the, as one of the main events, is to recognize by certificates to, young adults and kids, and, for their artwork they're going to be doing live there. And so as Mr. Mesa said, something at this point, something that could be doable will be somewhere between 5 to 6 hours, for the fact that it's going to be our first event. When we were discussing this, I was looking like longer periods, but now I see the reality of it. And if we can start like this size, and then maybe next year we can revisit and then expand it or keep it as it is. But we want to actually start, if not with the right food, at least on the right direction, and the entertainment is between 5 to 6 hours is going to be a challenge, but not as big as we have 8 or 10 hours of entertainment. Like the main events, like a Tamale Festival that goes up to 12 hours. No, forget it. We don't have the budget at that level. And so we want to start something small in order to be successful, or at least because we have to work together, the city and us as a commission. If we don't cause good impression, they don't cause good impression. If they don't cause good impression, we don't cause good impression. So it's for the benefit of all of us that we work into this and make it possible, because it's too late to say no.
So my next question would be the budget. Like, what finances can we count on from the city to provide, and then what will not be covered, so we know what we need to make sure we come up with.
I have actually, that will be brought to our next meeting. I set aside actually an item in the agenda to discuss that.
Perfect.
Okay, so we can first see the layout, and then now we can have a better idea. Because there will be some artists coming. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to one outside, and I said I will contact that person later on after I'm done here. There is some interest. I attended the San Luis Library Art Festival that is done every year. Last year wasn't done because of the COVID, but this year was done. I get some contacts there, and one of the main people there is like really, really interested in participating in the Chicano art movement. They got it's a nonprofit organization that actually sponsors art, especially, in light paintings. And they would like to actually invite other people that belong to that association, so we can see their displays of work. Somerton Middle School definitely will be participating with the art department. They already confirmed. They say yes, that'll be an honor. So, having these kids contest, whatever. So that's why we had to have the layout, and hopefully after this meeting we can say yes or add to the layout. But once we finish, we said at least we have now, so they can have direction from us how to continue with this.
So I didn't get to go to the La Jolla Wine and Arts Festival because I had to go to a mandatory conference up in Flagstaff that my boss and I and 2 other directors had to go to last minute, told us we need to go in person. We thought it was going to be virtual. Anyways, I had to cancel on my friend and everything and didn't get to go to, but she took pictures and she debriefed me on the event. And there's also a list I want to share with you of what they had at the La Jolla Wine and Arts Festival. So they displayed fine art, delectable wines, craft beers and spirits, scrumptious food. And they did this on Facebook, you were able to, grab onto that calendar event and then save it on your phone, right? And then it says live music, entertainment, children's activities, interactive art, which is what we're talking about, silent auction. I thought that was a smart one.
I already mentioned that also.
Okay, that's a good one. And then pet rescue adoptions.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice, huh? I mean, so I thought sharing that, with everyone would just kind of give you an idea, like, well, that's what they did, So, and I think we're in definitely the right direction. I think we can have a lot of fun with this.
Actually, I didn't go. Actually, I was trying to. We discussed. I remember last week. Just on it was because I was informed about it. Like, 2 days before the event, and I tried to contact you and said, let's see if we can ride together and going all together for that. But it was not.
I was working that weekend.
I noticed. So, but actually, I mentioned the fact that maybe I can start hunting from some. Sometimes you'll be surprised when you find a Goodwill, some really good art pieces of artwork, paintings, and why not actually donate it for either nonprofits so they can auction them and get some monies, or there's ways. I already have one donation from my own that I would like to donate for this cause. It's, I just have it there, and I will have it ready for donations. Hopefully, we can make something out of it. We can donate it to whoever needs the money, or even to pay our own expense, whatever. We can talk about it later.
Yeah, and just want to mention that here, the art exhibitions, if we're able to fill the whole park, that's great. If not, there can always be like booths where there could be like exchange, people selling their arts and crafts, displaying and also selling. I mean, there's no, we can get authorization from the city, but I don't believe that's going to be an issue. For them, it's going to be a platform and an opportunity to promote and sell their art and what they do. And that's what people are also going to like. Oh, I'm be able to go and promote my art and sell too. I mean, I don't think we'd have to charge for that, for the booth. Yeah.
I'm trying to envision this other question. We haven't mentioned traffic yet. Are we closing, or are we just going to stay on this side and
we would close? Yeah, we would have to close Main Street and by spring over here.
Okay, so just like the past events where people can park anywhere and then they walk over here.
Yeah, we would just close. We wouldn't close Main Street, of course. It would be just here on the spring over here and heading into the Main Street, which wouldn't be a huge expense for traffic control. Just to put it out there, it's a ballpark that I've been thinking about. We need about $5,000 to put this together in a good way. We could cut it with about 3,500. It would go low, 3.5, but $5,000 is a good figure that we need. I'm looking into putting aside 1,000. I only have $2,000 for culture events for the whole year. I'm gonna put half of it for this one. And there's always the sponsorships and all that. And depending on the grants too, we apply for 2 grants that are related to programs and culture. We would deduct the expense for the audio and for the supplies for the boards. But that's still pending. But if that's going to be too less expenses. The audio system, I'm thinking about $1,500, and I'm considering $1,500 for entertainment.
And
we want to have,
and also that we can sell sponsorship. They really have the experience. The city has experience in having packages ready for us. For this, we can so much. I actually had an interview in Telemundo last Friday, and they ran the story on the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality from the flags, and they said, you know what, if anything else that you have on mind, and I mentioned this, the arts and wines, and they say, you know what, let us know more. How can we help you? And to have live coverage, and yes, and then so maybe we can approach them with possible sponsorship too. Because sometimes they do actually they do sponsor activities, and that can be one less expensive for us to worry about it. And they can be
we need an MC too. And I spoke with our special events coordinator, because we did meet to review this layout with the graphic design coordinator, with our graphic design specialist. It was Francisco, our park supervisor, myself, and Rec, because Rec is going to help, of course, with the program and all that. And we did mention support for acquiring the alcohol permit, and looking into promotion, help us with publicity.
Mhm.
And I do know that Telemundo and other networks, they do help in kind a lot with
Mhm.
free publicity and things like that, which is going to help
Mhm.
because it's one less expense. But just to have a number so we can, what I'm proposing here to make it right, something interesting and attractive, but doable and like they say, simple but nice, $5,000. We're thinking $5,000
Mhm.
to make a good event. First time and considering traffic control, the entertainment and all that, $5,000 is a good number. And I don't know if anybody has any questions for this proposal or comments.
It's a separate question now. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the beverage kombucha. Like that's like a non-alcohol alternative for some
Yeah.
people. I don't know. I know there's a place in Yuma but if anybody knows a kombucha place, Lucha Kombucha or something, I don't know if they would be interested or something like. But you know, having beer, wine, and then the health people that don't drink
That'll be
kombucha.
great.
And
Mhm.
kombucha seems like a new. It's like a trend. It's like a fermented tea and.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
There's a local company that's called Lucha Kombucha. I don't know, so that they're family owned and they're here. I've seen them on social media and stuff. So we can always approach and see.
Mhm.
That's a good idea because I like that as an alternative for the ones that don't drink.
Yes, I agree. Yes, and with having already a layout, a save the date, it's going to give it more formality, and we're going to be able to start promoting
Mhm.
and acquiring filling in the gaps with
Mhm.
vendors, inviting any type of brewery or
Yeah.
winery,
Mhm.
come participate and display your product. Maybe not sell it, of course, but display it and promote it. There's a few around.
There's the Prison Hill Brewery that downtown that the owner, Chris, has been very supportive of the community. When I talked to my boss about this agenda, she told me, she's like, you should ask him because he's pretty good about support. So I thought that was a good idea. I've worked with him before, so he is very, very supportive.
Yeah. And I mean, we are all for it, Parks and Rec supporting. We can work on a sponsorship package. I wouldn't say we would be able to commit or myself to go be out there dedicated to the sponsorships, but we can help putting the package together. And of course, with the program and the setup and promoting it internally. But yeah, that to me is the next step, of course. But having the layout confirmed and of course some assignments or duties so we could all spread out the defense and offense and go from there.
Mhm.
That's all I have. I mean,
Another idea I was thinking was if we could have another sponsor like the growers, our farming, agencies that we have here, corporations that we have here locally. And I've worked with that president CEO, and I could reach out to him, and maybe what we can do is like he can donate the produce, and we can have someone create like hors d'oeuvres to go with the wine tasting and beer tasting, something like that, maybe.
Mhm.
And it wouldn't cost us, because he would donate it,
Mhm.
I'm going to show you the tentative save the date. She put it together just very quickly. This is something. And after that, I mean, I'll forward it for comments and suggestions.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
This is something I thought about on my drive back from my work conference, because I was like, man, why don't we make Somerton, the city of Somerton wine glasses? Like, they're not that expensive to order.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And they would a big, nice Somerton, we can design it, however we want, with that logo or with the one from the one. And then we'd have the date on there of the event, of the wine and the title of our festival. And they could use that for their wine tasting, or it could be given to them at the end. We can discuss that. But I thought that would be a really good, seller point. And also for us to continue doing this, it would be memorable.
You know what? Yeah, like a glass of wine.
Yeah, a glass like
Yeah,
this,
I
like a
get
glass
it.
with our logo.
And that's not expensive.
It's not expensive.
And if we do it actually in Mexico and San Luis Sonora, will be even better.
Yeah,
cheaper, more.
we could work. I mean, because the commission has its own budget and we could work with that.
And we can even do beer mug.
Yeah. And they're not expensive.
No, they're not.
A wine glass it's less than $1 just a glass.
Mhm.
The printing is not, and just do like maybe limited amount.
Yeah, yeah.
Then it's for promotion too. For
Right.
next year. Yeah. And if we get, I mean, depending on the sponsors and support, we might be also to do some shirts if possible. People are always looking for a shirt of the event. People like t-shirts. But yeah.
And also I was thinking we're gonna have our snowbirds here, so that'll be a good group to recruit.
Yeah. They're still gonna be here. That's one of the good things about February.
And the objective is to have, if we can actually have around 200 people attending, well, just what I'm saying is if we actually have for the type of event that we're planning to do, in the lack of experience in these events at this area, I think it will be a success if we have 200 or more people. I hope it is more, but
yes,
the reason why we're keeping it, within these hours is precisely to be an event that is entertainment for everyone. There is entertainment for everyone. There is art displays. There is a little bit of competition, and in the artwork, space for the artists to sell their, to display or sell their art, and obviously the wine. And it's just a good evening, a good afternoon, together with kind of a different name, like a jazz and soft music, not gruperos, nothing against them, but it has to be something very, very special atmosphere, something that we can remember. So let's get maybe we can get some trios or una rondalla, something like that. That would be wonderful for the sake of the art. I mean the wine and art event. But I was thinking if we have 200 people attending, or it will be great. It will be great because for being our first, then now if we reach that goal 200. Then we can go for something bigger next year.
Very, very doable. I do agree.
Mm-hmm.
For this type of event here in the county, in this county, 300 to 500 people attending would be a great success, especially for a first type event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And as Mr. Commission Chair Vasquez mentioned, I believe that time frame is a good recommendation, like 3 to 8. Gives us time for the setup in the morning. It's not too early, not too late. We're able to get some quality entertainment in just in case they have to play at a club or a special event after. They can leave and they can charge us a little bit more economically. And it works for everybody, especially people that, I don't know if the border's going to close, but there's a lot of options over there that are more affordable. And if they close at 10, they're able to head out. So it's a good thing, especially for entertainers and artists and all that. It's a Saturday. That's when they charge a little bit more expensive. But if it's early, they'll come and then they'll leave for their next. Yeah, and it's a family. It's not too cold around 3, 4, 8 is when it starts getting chilly, and it's a little after Valentine's too. So
we'll be cleaning up afterwards.
Yeah,
and just to mention. Filling in a program for 5 hours is a challenge, but it's very doable. But once you go up to over 8 hours or 10, it's very hard to fill in a program and keep it lively, attractive, and moving. It just gets a little bit stalled when it's too long.
And also
especially for a first year event.
Yeah. And also the manpower, you name it. We even. If we're 7, the commission, if out of the 7, 5 of us show up, that will be great. Okay. So we're not going to be like so much tied to the time because it's very good hours, short hours. And between all of us, definitely between the staff and ourselves, I think it's doable.
Yeah. And thinking about vendors, I would recommend just first time, just do it for free. So whatever they sell, it's a gain. As long as they have their ducks in a row, their permit, just do it for free the first time. Like
first
most
come,
events,
first,
they do it for free. I mean, the booths.
Honestly, I think that
If we were to charge something really cheap, like, I don't know, $25,
Yeah.
something like that. It would give it more like that seriousness about commitment wise. And then it would be, and then it's like, we're not asking for much, I think that would be
reasonable. I think that's reasonable too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever those options work.
Yeah.
They can make up their profits.
Oh, they'll make it.
Yeah.
Because we can't guarantee we're going to have all these people here. So that's why it's reasonable,
Yeah. 5 hours you'll sell. You'll sell in 5 hours.
Oh, yeah.
The founders and the Greater Days and the event here for the UTV, the tacos and some of the vendors, they sold out in a couple of hours.
Really?
Yeah. But in just a couple of hours, but in here, 5 hours for $25 is not bad or for free.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
But if you add it up with all different vendors, we're going to have a spots. It's going to be good money for us to make it up. What we're going to be expending.
Yeah, and for this, we don't need that many food vendors, just a couple, maybe 4 or 5, and the rest just artists and arts and crafts.
What can we do about some type of getting some more manpower for like setup and cleanup, like some community service hours? What do we have in contingency plan?
Yeah, we would be looking for volunteers, of course, and the city would help with the setup and
Yeah, we can, like last time we recognized one of the volunteers that she actually, this young lady that was doing a master's or whatever at the local university, and she needed some volunteer hours. So she did help us on the 4th of July for almost the whole day. So there is actually, when an event like this, there will be, I think there will be volunteers.
Yeah, I would assign
available. We just need to and just pass the word around them. And
like players that are coach, right? So if you have players that would volunteer, like that would be awesome. They could even take like one of the when I volunteered for the Mud Festival and for the Corn Festival, like would have like volunteers every hour take a trash can and pick up the trash, just go down, pick it up and keep everything clean. Kids zone. I had my students in charge of the kids zone, and so they were supervising all of the kid activities. So if we can put together, volunteers to do those extra supervision, extra assisting, like we're going to have actual activities. We're going to need people, volunteers assisting those kids with the paints and with the cleaning the water, changing the water. Like we're going to need assistance for the activities.
Yeah, somewhere here too. I forgot about that, but I've seen it at these type of events, the shock on the street. They do some decorative art on the and the shock. Either on, it's most of the time it's on the sidewalks. It could be in this area, all the art activities. And that's very doable. At least an activity for the kids.
Should we go outside?
We should.
Yes, I know, but it's actually 20 minutes after the hour and we still have few. Yeah. So we can land somewhere.
Should I print out the layout?
Yeah, something large for all of us. Okay, yes, please print something for all of us.
You can flip it and get you.
Yeah.
Flip a picture of that.
It's becoming a reality.
What? Oh yes, this. It's really nice. I love how you guys work on the layout.
Sounds like a great idea. Computer is off, but okay.
Projection, algo así.
That's cool. Okay.
Hey, I didn't have a cell phone.
Ya me
Did
lo-
I left it? Oh, my God. Okay, so thank you very much for your great ideas. I think Joanna took very good notes, and we have to meet with Mr. Mesa with the final draft for the layout. But overall,
That will be the notes.
yeah. So tell your staff thank you very much. They did a great job. Actually, your vision is good in making this possible. So I think we're in the right direction. Just to confirm in the notes here, bathrooms will be on the west side of the event next to the city hall. Okay, we're gonna be moving the garden area close to as for reference, close to the entrance of the city hall. Okay, and the live painting will be actually facing east. Okay, close to the stage. For that will be for the kids area, and the adult area of light painting will be on this side. Did I get the picture right, or Joanna? Perfect. So, do we have a green light for Jesus to move on with this layout, or do we need to make any other modifications?
Sounds good, but Jesus, are you the one that's gonna work with communicating the lighting, possible lighting of any kind, of any, like on the trees or on any type of accentuated lighting that can be turned off and on? Like, give them time to work on it, and it doesn't have to be on all the time, but maybe a light switch away whenever they want to light up this side.
Yeah, I would look at the renting of light towers. That would be the most practical route to go. Yeah, and they're normally around $300-400 a piece. So depending how much we want to budget for that, and
But what kind of light towers? Those diesel operated?
yeah,
ones? The noisy diesel.
Yeah, those are going to be the best option at this point.
But you said they're going to decorate.
Yeah, we would decorate, but those type of lights, they're not going to be lit up too much. They're mostly like decorative, like Christmas type lights, and it would only be for aesthetics. Yeah.
Is there any possibility that the staff, actually, I don't know if it will not be Parks and Recs, but it will be the other department to help us lighten through the roof, as we said, because the building ran from north to south. Okay, has a big area that can really help us with lighting. So can you check if it's possible? In this case will be, I don't know, it's not planning. I mean, what department will be?
And one of the concerns we were talking about when we went off to the side was those things are noisy. It's always on, and there's a lot of exhaust.
Yes.
It's just people are gonna they're not gonna want to be there. They're gonna want to hang out over here. Like the kids are gonna be relegated to the smell of exhaust diesel fumes. Like, I think there's got to be a better solution for lighting. And the other thing is, when you rent those $300-400 a pop for one night, what if and you rent 3? That's $1,000.
Yeah, so
maybe $1,000 to get some LED lights and some good clean install and something that can be used over and over. Because what if we have another event and we want to light up this side of the city hall? But I understand these things take a lot of time to say, hey, this is our idea, proposing, and they're going to say, why? Just for this event? Well, for this event and for everything else that we do, City Hall. But I know it takes another motion, and that's why.
Yeah, we'd have to look at options depending on the pricing, and something that would light up appropriately, because typical lights for like decorations, they won't, spotlights, they don't provide a lot of light either. So and lighting is very, very expensive.
But I mean, like this type of lighting and that
Yeah.
type of lighting that's outside, like just permanent lighting.
Yeah.
I mean, how much
Yeah.
does it cost?
Look how dark it's actually outside, and we are actually at the city hall. It's something that we may approach later also.
Yeah, that could be a project.
Mhm, mhm.
Means more money better spent.
Yeah, we can use it again. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
investment.
It's a
Mhm,
good investment.
mhm.
Yeah.
For everyone. Okay. Are we, any final words before we close our
What's the
work session?
Plan for like meeting again, or how are we gonna communicate? Like, because like right now we can start working on recruitment of vendors, no?
Mhm, mhm. Yes,
So-
that is
so
correct.
How do we wanna plan that recruitment of vendors?
So my goal was to actually request you guys to meet at least once more in another work session, because we do have a meeting next week, a regular
Are we gonna
Parks
go
and Recs.
discuss this,
And that is correct. Right now, since we have the capacity to approve this layout with the modifications that we said, then it will be easier for us to start moving now with delegating responsibilities and all that stuff. So we can actually on the next work session, let's do it as soon as possible after our regular meeting, because we already have in the agenda. Jesus will be presenting, I believe, 3 items. Then I would like to, one of the items that I put on the agenda is allocation of funding for our event through our funding that we have. And that will take us the hour. So one more work session for the vendors and the packages and all that stuff. So yes.
Any chance of putting something on paper, like so we can give to somebody? Lucha Kombucha, I don't know you, but I'm
Yeah,
here for
yeah.
kombucha.
That's
Take a look at
the
this. Here's the paper. And
Yes.
what is this?
Yeah,
This is,
one of the-
$25 space for blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
in the
When and
meeting
where?
that we had last Monday, it was discussed, if they can help us put a package, but we needed to actually the layout. So once we have the layout,
Okay.
if you're the vendor, so you know what, where's the stage? You're gonna get the best first come, first serve. And we set up, actually, we can, in the work session, we can set up officially the prices. We're gonna go for free, being the fact that it's the first time,
No,
or
yeah,
$25.
$25.
$25, per, if we want to set that as I don't see a problem. If you want to make a motion right now to actually, since we have the layout for the price included for the vendors, then he can actually start putting a package together. Here's the layout. This is the price per,
Yeah. You want more than 25?
I don't know.
no, I think it should be,
Or 25?
I don't know.
30?
How much is actually normally, I don't want to,
They're charging $150 right now.
$150 per spot?
charging?
Per corn festival. $150. That's what I'm saying. 25 is like regalado.
What do you
Wow.
guys think? Like, if say you were a small business and you're starting off, what would you be willing to pay to sell your product?
Yourself, I will go for $25. That's just,
I would say no more than 25 is good.
Yeah, I would, if I had a small business, I would give the 50, but since we're just starting, I'm 25. And
Yeah.
25 is like Joanna said, regalado.
it's more, it's more like
So to start off.
just to start off. Yeah,
Okay.
next,
Just
And get in and while the price is right, because next year,
Yeah,
exactly.
150. I'm just kidding.
hey, inflation is at an all-time high.
how much was the UTV? Just the booth.
Oh,
How much is the UTV, please?
I don't
That's what she's trying
remember.
to remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But it was more than 25.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I think it was less than 152. I don't think it was as expensive.
I think we should keep that price low regardless, because I mean, it is an art and wine festival. It should be kind of looked at as a grassroots type of event compared to your other events. Because if I'm a small vendor, even at 150, in my opinion, I wouldn't pay, because what if
There's nobody there.
nobody there, or I have a competitor who has all the traffic but not me? So I think in my opinion, we should keep it somewhere low, reasonable, $25, $35, if anything, down the road, because it adds to that sellability of the event, where anybody can come and be a vendor. It's not just open to those that will pay the 150 up front. Now, that's not to say that if they don't give a little extra that we wouldn't take it, but also we also have to sell that, the funds that we collect will hopefully be reused for our cultural center, because I think that should be the big driving point for this event, because our cultural center has kind of never been really highlighted in the past. And we are, I think, probably the only community that doesn't really celebrate and highlight our cultural center. San Luis, Arizona highlights their cultural center almost on a monthly basis. City of Yuma, their arts and cultural center or programs in general are highlighted, but ours are never really there. And that was going to be my other recommendation. I know we are currently seeking for instructors. Hopefully the programs do have an instructor by then, and we can have an informational booth as well to hopefully have parents sign up their kids. And so it'll be dual purpose, but I just wanted to throw my 2 cents into this conversation.
The only concern will be for the nonprofit. They don't pay for a booth, am I right? Or in the past, how does it work?
No, that's for like reservations and all that. The events, they do pay.
So if they're vendors, they pay the 25.
I would say just make it flat. 25.
How many spots are we having?
We have to measure them, but it would be about, I'm guessing 20 to 30.
20 to 30?
25.
So since there's that little, are we gonna do like, for example, I think the Corn Fest, I think not only a certain amount of people can sell certain items. So like if we have, let's say, birria tacos that want to come, because right now they're super, popular or whatever. That way we don't have like 4 birria stands and then like 2 with chucherias instead. Like that way we have a variety and.
Yeah, I would say 1 or 2 max.
Yeah, per item.
And to Chairman Vasquez's point, for nonprofits and civil service organizations, I think we would waive the fee only because they're not there to make a profit. Whereas if a vendor or retailer is, they can easily fork up $25. I mean,
informational booths make them.
But if it's informational where they're not there to make money, then there would be no cost for them, just to keep it kind of fair and equal across the board.
And like Elisha said, I think measuring the spaces, and that we could say half of them informational and half of them vendors or selling. Or more than half, I would say, more than half, because if people are going to be hungry, they're going to want to eat.
So definitely then waive the fee for,
or buy.
At least we know that, the local nonprofits, and if it's somebody.
Who are some of the local nonprofits?
It will be Campesinos Sin Fronteras. It will be
Regional Center for Border Health.
Border Regional Center.
Sunset.
Sunset Clinic will be the Yuma
Rotary, Somerton Rotary.
Rotary Club. That is also now. I see some action going on with the Rotary Club, so they're active now. And the library, public library. Basically, and then maybe
the schools.
The schools that they would like to display, but usually right now with the Somerton.
Do you want to keep them in the same place? Do you want to separate them, like the nonprofits and then the food vendors? Or you want?
They can be across each other. It's even better because they
maybe boom, skip food, nonprofit, just to get more space, because more people are going to be at the food vendors congregating there.
I think all the food should be in the same
area.
Yeah.
That way the lines only go one way. And they're not like.
But they can be in front of each other. So just at this point,
but don't you?
We can.
I'm sorry. What do you think about having the nonprofits do some kind of takeaway activity or takeaway physical that has to do with art, because we're doing an art festival?
Yeah, the library is actually planning something like that already.
Awesome.
It's art.
Yeah.
And they can even add actually display of art books. Okay, so they can see it. For campesinos that they would like to display also artwork, that would be great for your nonprofit agency. The same thing, that could be that. Yeah, that has to be the theme, the running theme. AWC also, nonprofits. Okay, U of A and recruitment, and there's
But the takeaway
yeah.
is that makes me want to go
Mhm,
over to find
mhm.
out, well, what place can I take from here?
But that'll be for the next month. Then, I mean, that once when we start, the most important right here is actually the layout. So they can start putting actually a package for the vendors. Okay, and for possible, maybe, I know I can, because she's your friend, she's my friend, we can count her,
I have her on Facebook.
but the people doesn't know us, okay, to have a package, you know what, we're inviting you to participate in this, and they see, oh, it is serious. I'm more formal now rather than, for example, the Chicano group, the one that is like, really, okay, it sounds like a great idea. Now, if I give them a package, you know what, can I meet with you? And this is, so we can start filling out those gaps and those spots for the entertainment
But when
component.
can that be ready?
So they need this ASP.
Oh, when can that be ready?
That's a,
Updated
The
version?
sponsorship package,
mhm.
a couple of weeks, yeah. Say 2 or 3 weeks.
So for the next meeting?
So
Are
for
we
the
ready?
next day is next week.
Mhm.
Oh, it's next week.
Yeah. So then for the next work session,
And the next week.
next
we'll
work
have it.
session. Mhm.
Yeah,
Can we, sounds good?
yeah.
So then next meeting, on our regular meeting, we can set up a date for the next work session.
Yeah.
And hopefully by then we can have packages so we can start, taking a little bit of,
Yeah, and the form for the vendors.
and everything, yes.
Because we all have like people who already know who we're gonna, recruit. So that's
Yeah.
good. That means they'll come together faster.
Yeah.
We're gonna do an electronic display. Remember, like with those drones, like in I mean, I see Jesus, with in a command center here. Zzz.
Are we still
Okay.
doing
Well,
the?
Why
Drone
not
video,
incorporate
drone video,
technology?
the fine art,
What have you seen?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Video.
Are we still doing that? Oh man, I already forgot. I said it last meeting. Like the small businesses. Sorry.
If the art, if there's like someone that makes jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's a small
That's what we're gonna
business.
have vendors section. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why $25 is good because they're most likely not gonna make a lot of money, so $25 is like not that much. And it gets their name out there.
Yeah.
It's to publicize them,
Yeah.
And if you know that someone actually, I see that you have those bracelets and somebody
Yeah.
that actually makes a living out of it, why not inviting them? Because it's their own art. That's how they make their own living. So, okay, it's getting late, and I promise you guys to keep you here for 1 hour. So once again, I have broken my promise to keep you for 1 hour.
One quick note, and it'll be real quick. If we do approach individuals before the packet is sent out and they ask if we are a nonprofit, we technically do not have a 501c designation. So for tax purposes, we, in the eyes of Uncle Sam, are not a nonprofit organization. I know that that's come up in the past with some of our prospective major sponsors. Not that it mattered, they still donated, right? But that was one of the IRS questions that came up. But that's it.
So we are not nonprofit, but we're not making profit.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's a city co-sponsored event. The city's not a 501c3 either, but it's a municipality, so
Okay.
it
Makes
qualifies
sense.
to some sort.
Our goal is to raise money for these events so we can give back to the community. So when we're asked for sponsorships by the community all the time, we can actually have a fund. We can designate money, to them. That's our goal. So we're gonna have to look at our budget for next.
That is correct.
Next week and see how can we make some profit. We need to make profit out of this event.
But
We have a budget. to do that.
and the thing is, if we can actually, at least we can recuperate the money that we're going to be investing. Because at the beginning, remember that since the numbers is going to be the first time that this event is taking place, and I'm saying that if 200 people show up, let's consider this a success. Now, if we get 400 or 1,000 people, it's even much, much better. Then we're going to be in a very good, solid waters. I mean, solid numbers, black numbers. But first things first, layout, next meeting, and then work session. And after that work session, hopefully there will be no need for another work session because it's going to be December. You guys will be busy. I will be busy, but what I'm asking you is at least one more work session to just fine tuning whatever we need to do. And in matters of profit, one thing that we need to support definitely, it was kind of sad for me to see the cultural center in the situation that it is, to see the facility, the floor, missing tiles, and they have done some work on it, but it's like just like an empty place with a little mirror there. We can actually, through this event, hopefully we can start, as Jesus said, put some into it. Some artists, what can you help us in the art center, to start making it, invite people to start participating, hopefully promoting more through this event. So the main goal is not going to be making profit. If we can, then thank you, God. If we cannot, at least try to close as even as possible.
I think that's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
the objective.
So we don't have to worry about making profit because that's what we usually do.
Mm-hmm. No, not at this point. No, not at this one. No.
So it's more like for the culture.
For the culture center, we're helping now in a major scale. So, and that's why I think I invited you guys to visit. If you can visit the cultural center, you will see what I'm talking about. We have the building. They will be actually moved to the next building. Okay, and the Parks and Recs offices will be in the next building. Cultural center the building is already there, but it needs actually support. It needs to have activities. It needs to have art. Actually, there's a beautiful glass that the folkloric dancers, the tap dancers, or whatever we want to display there. There is no guitar classes. There is no. I mean, probably there will be someone that can donate us a piano. We can incorporate even a piano classes. Start moving the level a little bit. That's it. Okay. So we meet a little bit. Let's get together once more, so we can work with Jesus for the final touches of the layout, and we can present to them, to the rest of the commissioners, the final draft. Sounds good. Perfect. So for next week, when I have those ready, or before, we can give it to you, hopefully by no later than Friday, whenever she is available. Tomorrow's Thursday. So that's what I'm saying. That's my wife said, are you supposed to be on vacation? I said, yes.
Would we confirm like duties and all that for next meeting?
For the next work session.
Yeah.
Next work session, not at this point.
Yeah.
Not at this point. So let's wait until the other two commissioners are here.
Yeah.
Then we can start. We need to get more people on board. Definitely.
Does the city help with decorations, like the table setting, like I know they help with the stage, but I don't know how much.
Yeah, we don't have any of that. They will be upon the funding. Yeah, through reserve or possible sponsors.
Mm-hmm. Does the city has actually tables in prior events? How do we get those shares and tables that we have seen? That they rent them?
Rental or sponsorships.
Oh, sponsorships.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification. Okay. Garcia, anything else for the good of the order? Mr. Cervantes, anything else for the good of the order?
No.
And Mr. Molina?
No, but there's a regular city council meeting next week. So we're saying that we're going to meet again, right?
We're meeting actually next Wednesday, yes.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. And Ms. Ezra. Okay, so it is 7:55.
Thanks.
It is time to go home. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah, you said.
I didn't even think it was.
Sí, no, y ya la hemos estado haciendo como remodelando y así, pues, repairs, porque sí estaba muy descuidado. Ay, y ahorita, pues, apenas estamos acondicionando. Ah, sí, de las llaves. Ok, sí, thank you. Sí, ya casi terminamos. Pero sí.
Y ya, entonces, yo se lo traigo. Y así, ¿no?